few times when I'm in a relationship or I'm seeing someone and I get dinged two, three guys. I'm like, do y'all just sense that I'm taken and
The bat
this is
signal
when I hear from you?
the bat signal went up and all of a sudden in the sky and like we gotta go back. We gotta go.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. There's no one else knows what you do. That's why I don't mind spend my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can. I wanna share my world. Don't you wanna stay?
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Karina and Amber, your co-hosts for Dating and Marriage Perspectives. Damn good to the last word. We're back with you. We're so happy to be here with you, all of our listeners, all of our viewers. So today we're talking about kind of reconnecting with an ex. Not really reconnecting, it's like getting back together, but you've touched base and you're talking about why it didn't work out when you were together. And Amber, I want to shoot you this question. What motivated you to want to talk about that on our show? It's a great idea.
Yeah, you know what? Because it recently happened, and it happens, kind of often every now and then. I mean, I've been married for 10 years, but I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that. But yeah, well, it also let you know how much I've dated in the past. So
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I have a lot. So it just happened recently, and I was really thinking, you don't really ask, like, do we ever ask like why didn't it work? I mean, he was kind of pushing up on me and telling me how he made a mistake and he wishes things could have been different and blah blah blah. And so I was just curious. I was like, well, what happened? What was the issue? So that's kind of how the topic came up.
Okay.
I was like, this is a really good topic for us to talk about on Damn Perspectives.
Yeah. And do we even want to know like why it didn't work out, right? But we're curious beings.
I think we want to know, right? I mean, because whenever you stop talking to somebody or if something doesn't work out, aren't you always like, dang, was it me? What did I do? What happened? And a lot of times it wasn't you, it's just timing.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew, Amber, can I just be completely honest with you?
Do it.
When you shared that idea, a couple of days ago?
Yes.
You know me, I prep, I plan. So I'm thinking about these things and I'm like, oh, fuck, I think this is going to be about timing.
It wasn't, I wasn't even thinking like that because
but it just came. I'm like, this could easily be connected to, was the timing right? Not everything.
Or is it?
Or is it? Was the timing right?
Right. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we all wonder what happened and why something didn't work out. And so that's how the topic came up.
That's how it came up. Okay, so what's the story with this dude? Did you guys talk about like why it didn't work out back then? Did he share that with you? Or?
Yeah, he did. It's funny because I was like, well, listen, I know I wasn't crazy. So why didn't it work out? You're coming to me now. And I mean, like I said, we knew each other back in like 2007, and he's always still a friend. I would consider him a friend because he was with me at a very like integral time in my life when my grandmother passed away. And so he was there for me. For somebody like that, it's hard to just kind of give him up. I think it had been a different story, I probably would just been and done. I mean, we could have talked, but not this deep. And he just said that he didn't realize that he wanted to be married and have a family. And that was one of the things that we kind of had like disagreements with about. And he just wished he was in a different space during that time and able to give me more. And I told him, I said, oh, that's cool. I said, I don't believe that there's anything, that there's any mistakes. I said, so I don't think you should have regrets. I don't think there's any regrets, because I couldn't even imagine not having my life that I have now. So,
Yeah.
but we're two great souls that, live in a world that's tough and can be for each other every now and then. Mentally. That's just
How did you two connect? Was it email? Was it a text? Was it?
through
There's so
Facebook.
many ways to reconnect.
Yeah, I mean, we still have each other's numbers and
Oh,
Facebook,
okay.
and we usually, like during birthday times, say happy birthday. So it was we know how to get a hold of each other. Pretty easy. So
Okay, so I know you love your husband.
yes.
I know you love your life and you love your kids.
Yes.
Say, for example, in another life, Brett wasn't around, the kids weren't around. Was that conversation enough to be like, well, want to grab some drinks?
That's a great question. And if he didn't have kids and a significant other, then
Definitely not a significant other.
right.
Yeah.
We could have grabbed drinks, but I don't know that we would have been back together or anything. And I only say that is because, I mean, I gave you a chance the first time. And so, I'm probably going to have regret. I may have regret later. I don't want to do that, but we can still be cool and be friends and grab a drink, but not for, probably not long term. Yeah. Maybe, maybe now and then.
My Thursday slot is
Maybe
open.
my
Would you like to apply?
That's right. Right.
You talk about graduating to Saturday or Sunday.
We could talk about it. Depends how you act, but
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to work for it. I hear you.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, I'm sure that's happened. I know that's happened to you a number of times.
Oh, girl, you brought that up, and I was like, okay, let me reflect. And I thought of a few. It's time is good.
Yeah.
Time also makes me work really hard on my past, like thinking about my past relationships, because I can't remember all of them.
Right.
On the sweet side, I do want to share that, I was 18. I met this guy. We were inseparable. I mean, it was just a summer of being together all the time and hanging out with him and having dinner with his mom and his brother, and just a great summer before I went off to college. He was starting his third year, and he was going to school out of state. So it started out as a long distance relationship. Not started out, but after our summer, we were in a long distance relationship. My first year in college, and I'm 18. I don't really know how to, I don't know, maintain a long distance relationship. Never had one, and so we broke up because of that. And we talked like a year before I moved to the West Coast. So this is back home on the East Coast. So we talked a year before, no, not even a year, like 6 months before I was moving here. And he just called out of the blue.
Aww.
Just out of the blue, he called my house. I didn't have his cell phone. He called my house. And we talked, and I told him I was moving. He's like, no, you're not. I said, yeah, I am. I'm going to grad school. I'm moving and whatever. And he had 2 kids, twins by then, with a crazy woman.
Yeah, see, it's usually what happens.
Crazy woman. And let me take that back, because I don't want people to think that I mean crazy like in a bad way. It just wasn't a good relationship.
Okay.
And she was addicted to some things.
Oh.
Here and there. So not a good relationship. Had 2 kids with the woman, and then that was it. We didn't talk about. It was just a phone call.
Yeah.
Now fast forward 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe yeah, about 10 years, like 2010. He runs into a mutual friend of ours. He gets my phone number, my cell phone, or we've graduated to cell phone now.
Not your pager.
Yeah. No, he didn't know me when I had a pager, but I did have a pager. So he calls, and as soon as he says hello, I'm like, I say his whole name, first, middle, last.
Oh, that's
And it was so nice. It was so nice to hear his voice, reconnect. We were talking just about more consistently and a few times a week or whatever, trying to come to LA to visit, but I made it to the East Coast first, and we saw each other for the first time in 20 years, a little under 20 years, I think.
Were you?
It was sweet. It was really sweet. We didn't get back together.
Why not? Because that's, yeah, I will say, I feel like that's a little different because of how young you guys were.
Yeah.
It's not like you guys were, in your late 20s, early 30s, and they, things didn't work out, but you guys were young. So you kind of had experience.
We were. Yeah, it didn't work out. We hung out. I remember we went on a date. We hung out. I was home. And again, it was just like a sweet night, just hanging out in the streets of Boston. And for me, the spark wasn't there. Like the nostalgia was there. Like, oh my God, I'm hanging out with him. It's been decades. Anything could have happened to us in those couple of decades. And here we are just reminiscing on some things and grabbing something to eat, but it didn't click for me. I was also into a guy too back here.
Okay.
And I mentioned his name right before you and I pressed recording. I was head over heels over him.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was hung up on this other guy. Like I was, went on a few dates and all this stuff. But yeah, with him, it didn't click. But we stayed like we talked still. I came back home and we were still talking and texting and staying in touch and whatever.
Right. That's so sweet. Well, you never know. See Kenny, right? Kenny, if you're listening.
It's not Kenny.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well, Kenny, don't worry about it then. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that's sweet. And do you think that maybe you had just, besides, if the other guy wasn't in the picture, would you have felt differently?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And I'll never know because he's not in this world with us anymore.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
He just had a birthday actually, August 6th.
oh, that's my friend who we just had the conversation's birthday. That's very interesting. Yeah. Oh, well, rest in peace. We know that he's in a better place. So
Yeah.
That's good. Have you ever had like maybe a little bit later time, right? Like in your 20s or 30s, let's say 30s, where it didn't work out and you finally got over it, right? And then they come back.
Yeah. That was, you mean like someone I dated in my 30s and then
that you really liked, right? And it just didn't work out. Well, I know there's a few because we've talked about it.
I mean, my life.
I know your life. And one thing I always say is, don't worry, they always come back,
I know. And sometimes it's hard for me to believe until I send you a text.
That's right.
Just.
It's usually like, I hate you. You're right.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. But it's I'm not going to say it's timing. Maybe that person wasn't the right one. But
he was definitely not the right one. But so someone I met in my 30s that I liked. And then even in my 30s, he came back. Okay.
Yeah. How long, what's, I guess, the longest time that time has passed that somebody's come back and you're like, come on.
So the one I'm thinking of, I'm looking down because, I wrote down some names. The one I'm thinking about, not a whole lot of time passed, maybe 2 years,
Mhm.
maybe 2 years. But this guy, yeah, he had lips like LL Cool J.
Oh, dang.
Oh my God, they were delicious. They were delicious. Yeah, we dated, I don't know, sure, it was a few months,
Okay.
5, 6 months, maybe, if that.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, oh, I really like him. And it was fast. I'm like,
Mm,
the hell? And we
right.
never did it. We never, we
Ooh,
messed
some-
around, but we never did it. Not to say that me liking him or how much I like him depends on that, whatever. But
Sure.
no, I was just so into him. And you know how much I was. You were like, Karina, get off the
Yeah.
phone. Put the phone, Karina. He'll
Yeah.
call if he wants to call.
Yes.
Put the phone in your phone right now. Oh my God, Amber was just like, Karina, you need to get off his nut sacks because this shit, it ain't cute. It wasn't cute. It really wasn't.
It's not. And everybody's in your own time.
I've grown.
Yeah.
I've grown.
Yes.
So fast forward, like I said, like 2 years maybe. I don't really remember. I think I was done with school by then. So I asked him, I'm like, so what's up? Like, not so what's up, but it just came up like, why didn't it work out? His answer, you like me too much.
See, that's just so messed up. That's so messed up. And what does that mean? Well,
What does that mean? What does it
I know
mean?
kind of what that means, from the calling and stuff and, being always available. But I think was it the chase for him? What did he want?
It's so stupid. I get. They love the chase. It's about the chase. It's about getting what they think they can't get. I don't like to play these games. If I like you, I want to have the freedom to just express myself. I want
Yes.
to call you. I don't want to feel I don't want to feel like I'm second guessing because, oh well, I called him yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't be the first one to call him. No, I don't want that, which is what I appreciated with the last guy. It just happened. He called, I called, whatever. I don't get it. I will never be good at it.
No, that's not true. I think you're amazing at it. And by the way, I just want, because it sounds like you were like cray, and you weren't. It's not like you were
No,
calling every
yeah,
second of the day or anything like that. So I don't want it to make it sound like that at all.
appreciate it.
Yes, because you are not like that at all.
Clarified. No.
Yes. And
If anything,
yeah.
so if anything, if I show that I like you and I express to you I like you and you're not feeling me, and then much later on you come to me like, hey, I'm like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to work for it, or
Yep.
I'm just not interested. It's like,
Yep.
what was wrong the first time around? Besides maybe timing. I mean, if timing was whatever.
Just saying.
I know you're smiling.
It
I
just
hear
makes
you.
me happy. It just makes me happy.
Timing has a role. I admit to it. Timing has a role.
I know we don't have to go that road. I'm just saying. Let me ask you this: the guy that you the recent one. My first question is, and you don't have to say if he, explanation of what it was or anything like that, but did he say what it was that you guys didn't work out? And the other question was, if he came back, like, right, it came back today and was like, okay, my bad. The timing was wrong. I'm sorry. I'm such a dick. Sorry. But like, what would you say? What would happen? What do you think?
Did he say, so your first question, did he say why?
Yes. Or did the answer make sense? Like something reasonable, not like.
No, that was just such shit.
Okay. So it wasn't, yeah. So
It was just shit. It was just, I get into the details. It's just,
yeah. No, you don't have to get into
he
details.
wasn't I think he was in a bad place.
Mhm.
I think a lot was happening. A lot had been happening that
Right.
I knew about. And then new things were happening that I didn't know about. And I think he got to a point where it was just a lot. It was too much. And whatever I needed from him, he just wasn't in a place to even entertain that. And then the other things that he said, I think are just unresolved things that he needs to, because I am not the kind of person to tell a dad, stay away from your kids. Like, don't hang out with your kids. Like, don't,
Yeah, no, you would
that's
never.
not who I am. And when he said I didn't understand what, as a single person, as a non-parent, his parent responsibilities, I'm like, that's some bullshit right here.
Right. I agree.
That's not about me.
Right. No, I agree 100%. And, yeah. So now if he came back today, it was like, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Like, sorry.
Oh, dude, you just gotta have to talk. What happened? What, like, tell me honestly what happened, because it wasn't my fault, and you held on to some information that you should have talked to me about.
Right. I always find it like, I just think it's hard to go back, and I know people do all the time, and, there's obviously success stories in it, but sometimes it just feels like, well, if it didn't work out, it didn't work out for a reason, and if, and then there's also kind of a trust factor that, let's say somebody, I don't know, like I said, I've been cheated on, and I remember people coming back, and I don't want you after that, first of all.
Oh yeah, not after that.
There just can't be trust. So, I would just think that it would be hard to trust after you go back, and then just go on to new, more exciting things. There's plenty of men out there.
I know, that's true. It's true. No, you know what? This is a really good point. If you're gonna come back to me, you better be prepared to do the work.
Yeah.
Because I am not gonna be as open with my feelings like I was before. Before I was just like, hey, he's a cool guy. He's here. We're hanging out. I'm meeting his family and his friends and whatever. And I was fine. I was just like, yeah, let's just open, just, whatever. But I'm not going to be easily open. I'm just not.
Yeah.
So if you're coming back, be prepared to do the work. You don't want to do the work, don't come back.
Yeah. Do you think that you could have a sexual relationship with somebody and not have to go, that you've had before? Because there's like that comfort level, right? Could you go back or to a sexual relationship from that and just keep it that way? Or do you need more?
So the guy who said, you like me too much,
yeah,
we started messing around after that.
Yeah, right. Because
we messed around. Again, we didn't sleep together, but we messed around. And I was just, at that point, I'm like, I just don't care. Like, I just care about you.
Yes. Yes.
I just don't. So whatever, let's just have a little bit of fun. And we did for a very short time. We had a little bit of fun. But I have to say that when we start talking again or whatever, and ask, why didn't it work out? Or you like me too much? I just have to check, because I think it's just dumb shit.
Yeah,
He had 2 relationships, not at the same time. He had 2 one of them, the woman was out of state, a long distance relationship, and she had a health condition, STD, that she never told him about until he got there.
That's so gross. So they're meeting for the first time.
I don't know if it was the first time. I have no idea at what point they were in their relationship, but he made the trip over there. She it never comes up before that. And then he gets there. And that's when she's like, well, I have to tell you something. This is what I have.
See, that is just wrong. But
you're in somebody else's home, their town. You have to deal with this news.
He's not flew all that way, not getting any.
Right?
That's what you get, right? Sometimes karma shows up in different ways.
Just like the word. That's what you've been doing. And then the other one was pressuring him to move her and her kid down to where he lives.
But yeah,
And
you
he was
like
like, I
him
just
too
felt the
much.
pressure and I just couldn't do it. I'm like,
I mean, what?
but I liked you too much.
Yeah, that's crazy. Come on. Sometimes I don't know, y'all men, sometimes y'all just crazy. I don't understand you sometimes. It doesn't make any sense. You'd rather be with, you know, crazy Coco over here than somebody who cares about you and because they're interested in you. That's just about the hunt, baby. That's us all day. Hmm. Okay.
About that, I don't know.
Well,
But yeah.
were you engaged when you were engaged? Did you find like people would start to come out the woodworks?
Yeah. So is there something with men where when they know you're in a relationship, it just because it's happened a few times when I'm in a relationship or I'm seeing someone and I get dinged 2, 3 guys. I'm like, do y'all just sense that I'm taken and
The bat
this is
signal
when I hear from you?
the bat signal went up and all of a sudden in the sky and like we gotta go back. We gotta go.
I'm like, what is happening? But yeah, when I was engaged, it's just one guy, probably a year and a half, went by, about a year and a half went by, and he sent me an email, like, hey, I want to see you. I forget what he said.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I responded. I don't remember how I didn't agree to see him.
Right.
I just don't remember what I said. So
Does that ever make you question either that you made the wrong decision or that your relationship is are you ever like me? Maybe God's trying to tell me.
for that one, no. No, I mean, I know me and my ex had some issues,
Mhm.
but I was also willing to work at it. So I wasn't I wasn't gonna easily give up
Right.
on that relationship for someone who called me a bitch.
Oh no, no, men, please
Yeah,
get your mind right. If you wouldn't call your mama a bitch, don't even
yeah,
think, don't even
I was no.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
that
he
ain't
called me a bitch. And I was like, oh, we're done.
yeah. Bye. Well, that's better than my reaction because I remember, back in the day when my ex did it, I just looked for a knife. That's all I could do. I was like, no, this motherfucker did not.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
lucky him.
Yeah, seriously. Not even worth going to jail over. Come on. Men, get your mind right.
Bitch. Are you kidding me? So no, he wasn't gonna get my time.
Yeah, good.
I have a question for you. I know
Yeah.
we're probably gonna get off pretty soon, but well, maybe you will, but not me. I have a partner right now. Do you tell? Was that?
But does that change anything?
That's true.
Oh, that's right. Oh God.
Do you tell like when someone from the past says, hey,
Hey girl, hey, what you doing? Yeah, I usually do. Um, for a few reasons. A, it's good for my ego. Like I was saying, I like it, and I think I like to tell because, I don't want him, I want him to think like, hey, I still got it,
uh-huh.
Don't get comfortable. This person over here wants me, you know what I mean? So it's probably a little bit more for my ego, but I also just try and be truthful with him, and he doesn't care. Like he knows I'm not going anywhere.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, he doesn't get jealous, at least not that he tells me. So that part's nice. Yeah. So yeah. Do you tell your partner? Oh, you don't ever?
A few times that have happened. No, I don't say anything. I keep a list on the side and I say, okay, so if this doesn't work, I'm just kidding. Kidding, not kidding.
Right.
No, I don't tell them. I don't see the point.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you don't have as big as an ego. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
To each their own, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Whatever helps us get by.
Exactly. Total sense for you. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun,
I
dun.
want control.
I get what I want. That's right.
I like this topic. I'm sure that we'll get plenty of questions on it, or guys, comment below. I would love to hear if and when, because we know men always come back. What was their excuse? What happened? What did they tell you why it didn't work out the first time? Did you ask? And if you didn't ask, I'm curious why people don't ask that question, right? Because there's a lot of self-reflection that we do. And sometimes we think it's our fault. So why not just ask, find out? I mean, maybe there's something that, we need to fix within ourselves that we can better ourselves for the next person, or maybe they just fucked up. I mean,
or maybe there was no reason.
yeah.
People just move apart and it's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yep. So comment below. Let us know what you guys have experienced. We love hearing all of your experiences. So if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to comment below or send us an email. You can still email us at damperspectives@gmail.com, and listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Podbean, everywhere. Anywhere you take your phone, just take this with you. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.